People are understanding something, are bringing peace in their lives. And you can be a part of the magic regardless of where you are. So I've been invited to Bariloche many times, and finally I have the opportunity to be here. So I would like to give you a very real-time analogy. So I was told that Bariloche is very beautiful. So coming in the airplane, I'm looking out. It's pretty barren, some mountains, but pretty barren. Finally, we come, see the airport. Coming into land, there's a lake. And I'm waiting for something really beautiful. And finally, we land, get out. By the time we get to the place where I'm staying, it was getting fairly dark. Look out the window. Where is this beautiful place? I've heard a lot about how beautiful it is, how beautiful it is, how beautiful it is. So I went to sleep, and then I woke up in the morning, and there was the light, the sun, and I could see. And what I saw was beautiful. So then it was obvious, wow, okay, now I know what they are talking about. So, of course, why am I telling you this? Because what I have come here to talk about is not really any different. But I say to people, I talk about peace, but I also have to tell them that peace is inside of you. And so the question becomes, do you know who you are? People want to hear about peace. I want to talk about, do you know who you are? That sun coming up showed me the beauty that existed. The beauty was there all night long. The beauty was there when I arrived. The beauty was there before I arrived. But because I could not see, I could not appreciate. So the question is, do you know yourself? The act of experiencing peace is to understand witness, experience one's own self. So I'm sure there's people here who are like, of course I know myself. Of course I know myself. I know myself. My name is blah, 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 blah. I live in a blah, blah, blah. I do blah, blah, blah. I have blah, blah, blah for a child, a blah, blah, blah for a wife, a blah, blah, blah for a husband, a blah, 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 blah. So for you, I have brought something today. Usually I don't. Usually the only thing I bring on stage is a handkerchief in my pocket. But today I brought something. I've been wanting to bring this for a very long time, 2012. But I brought it today. I finally got it together enough. Just before I left where I'm staying, I was putting this together. So I brought it. And here it is. You know what this is? This is 99% of a human being. Hydrogen, that's the water. Oxygen, the water, H2O. Carbon, calcium, nitrogen, and phosphorus. That's what's in this bottle. That makes up 99% of a human being. Would you like to fall in love with this? Would you like to have dinner with this? Perhaps a romantic evening? Would you like to give this awards? Would you like to call this Mr.? Would you like to call this your uncle, your aunt, your father, your mother? But this represents 99% of a human being. Can I ask you another question? It's the same question I just asked. Who are you? This? Or something else? This has relatives. This has friends. This is what you fall in love with. This is what you say to, oh, you look so beautiful. Doesn't look very beautiful, does it? For this, cities are created. For this, there are countries. For this is what goes to war. This is what hugs. This is what speaks. This is what listens. And this was in my pocket. And this is going to get dumped in a drain tonight. because you cannot travel with liquids. So I have to empty it. And then maybe I will use this again. Next event is Buenos Aires, so maybe I'll have to make this up again. So who are you? Or are you something else? Upanishads, some of the oldest scriptures written, very clearly state that having the knowledge of all things in this world is fine. But if you do not have the knowledge of the self, it is incomplete. Do you know who you are? So, by showing you this, I hope I have your attention. Because I would like to tell you who you are. This is just a part. There's something else going on. Say goodbye. It's going in my pocket now. It'll be warm, comfortable. So who are you? You are, in this moment that you are alive, the recipient of the most beautiful, most abundant, and most divine gift of all. Because you are alive, you are the recipient of this breath. That because you are alive, and this breath comes into you, you are no longer this. If that breath stopped, that's all you would be. And you will be treated just like this. Out of your own home. You know, the people like, oh, nobody can take me away from my home. This is my house. This is my home, and I get to defend it. You've heard those people, right? Well, when this breath is gone, out. So, what's going on here? It seems to me the whole world is me, I am this, I am that, I am this, I am that. And without the breath, there's nothing. And there is no understanding of the breath. There's no understanding of what it means to be alive. All the doctor has to say, you have only 2 months to live. That's all. That's all the doctor has to say. And enlightenment begins. Oh my God. First, how does the doctor know? Nobody asked the doctor, how do you know this? Are you like part-time astrologer and part-time doctor? Best of the doctors will tell you is nobody knows. The reality is that you are here and one day you have to go. That's it. Even if you lived, you heard about 25,550, right? Even if you get to live for 100 years, that's only 36,500. It's not that much. And looking around, most of them are gone. For me too. Most gone. Few left. Where is the awakening? The awakening should be happening every day you look at yourself in the mirror. This is not here forever. Why are you acting like it? That's not what happens. No. Oh, I'll do this tomorrow. Oh, let me do my planning. I'll do this then. I'll do this then. I'll do this then. You do not know who you are. You do not know who you are. On one hand, incredibly vulnerable. On the other hand, the divine is blessing you. I say this, and people go, really? Doesn't seem like it. I've said this to people. I said, divine is blessing you. You're so blessed. They go, well, it doesn't feel like it. I said, why? Oh, I've been looking for a son. I haven't had a son. Some people go, I'm looking for a beautiful girl. I haven't met my beautiful girl. Some people go, I haven't met my perfect husband, the knight in shining armor. Can you imagine? Can you imagine if you were walking on the road and somebody actually came on a white horse with armor and a spear and said, come. What would you do? He would go, help! So, you do not know about the divine. What has this got to do with peace? Everything. Because people are looking for the peace on the outside. People think absence of war is peace. Absence of war is absence of war. It's not peace. It's absence of war. And to some people, that's really nice. And to some people, that's not very nice. I have this analogy I give. The man is riding his bicycle to a job interview. And he is praying, God, get me there in time. God, make sure I don't get a flat tire. And the man who fixes bicycle tires is going, God, I need somebody who has a bad tire so I can fix and feed my kids. You do not know yourself, nor do you know divine, nor do you know what peace is. People say, oh, you are poor. Why are you poor? Why are you poor? Do you know why you are poor? People have told you, oh, God made you poor. People have told you karma. But poverty is made by man, not by karma, not by God. People go, very seriously, they ask me this question. Oh, but there are so many people who are hungry in this world. Do I know that? Of course I know that. I come from a country where there's a lot of hungry people. Have you ever asked, why are they hungry? $1.2 billion tons of food is wasted every year. Now, do you know how much 1.2 billion tons of food is? That is half the world production of food. So half of the food that is harvested is wasted. And who wastes it? Who wastes it? We do. We, the people on the face of this earth, who question everything but listen to no answers. It is time to listen to some answers. And the most beautiful answer is not going to come from my mouth. The most beautiful answer is not going to come from a book. The most beautiful answer is not going to come from a song. But the most beautiful answer is going to come from within your heart. From you. Because inside of you, there are oceans of answers. There's a very beautiful couplet by Kabir. And the couplet goes like this: there are drops in the ocean. Everyone knows. But there is an ocean in the drop. Only a few know. And I want you to be the few who know about the ocean in the drop. This is the drop. Where did you come from? Where did you come from? Look around you. The very things that are everywhere that you look are the things that you are. Nothing new. Where will you go? Look around you. Back. Haven't you heard? Earth to earth, ashes to ashes. Where will you go? Back to? Same. And then what will happen? You'll come back. As what? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe tomato? Eggplant? Another human being? Who knows? But if you are asking those questions, you're missing the point. You should be asking, what is making me alive today? Because that's what I am all about. Not dogma. People are caught up in whatever you have been told. Whatever you've been told, you have accepted it. That's how it is. And you live your life every single day believing. Would you like to make a list of all the things you believe? I have a recommendation. If you're going to make a list of all the things you believe, go visit a stationery store first. Because you're going to need a lot of paper and a lot of pencils. That's all you do. What do you know? That's what matters, not what you believe. I can believe anything. But what do I know? And do I know the self? Dogma? I'll give you a story. I'll tell you a story. It's an Indian story. So, one time, there was this emperor in India, and he called up his favorite minister, who was very bright, very sharp. And his name was Birbal. So he said to Birbal, he says, Birbal, go and find me 5 idiots. And Birbal said, okay. So he left and he went out. And he's like, well, I said yes, but how am I going to find 5 idiots? It's not easy. So he's wondering. And all of a sudden, he sees a man lying on the ground, moving his legs like this, and he's got his hands like this. And he's lying on the ground, and he's moving his legs, and his hands are fixed. So Birbal goes up to him and says, "What are you doing?" He says, "First get me up." So Birbal helps him up. He said, "What were you doing?" He said, "Well, my wife is redecorating our house. And so she measured a window, and she told me to go to the market and buy this much curtain." So I was going to the market, keeping my hands very still, because this is how much curtain I have to buy. And I fell. But I couldn't use my hands because she said to buy this much. So I was keeping my hands in the same position, going to the market. "Thank you very much. You saw me and you got me in. So I'm off to the market to buy the curtains for my wife." Birbal said, "Well, I think I found the first idiot." So Birbal said, "Will you meet me tomorrow at such and such place?" I said, "Sure." So now Birbal is wondering, how am I going to find another idiot? How am I going to find another idiot? Next thing you know, he sees a man coming on the donkey. He's sitting on the donkey, and he has a huge load on his head. Birbal stopped him and said, "What are you doing?" He says, "Oh, I love my donkey. I would not want to put this heavy load on the donkey. So I am carrying the load, and I'm just sitting on the donkey." So Birbal was very encouraged. I found the second idiot. He said, "Can you meet me tomorrow at such and such place?" He says, "Sure." Now it was getting evening, getting dark, and Birbal was like, "I don't know where I'm going to find the next one." So Birbal goes over, and he's standing by the lamp, and it's a street lamp, and there's the road, and he sees a man on his hands and knees looking for something. Looking, searching. And he says to him, "What are you doing?" He says, "Well, I'm looking for my ring." He said, "Where did you lose it?" He said, "Well, this afternoon, I was with my friends in the jungle, about a mile from here. And we were having a picnic, and I had my ring, and I was playing with the ring, and the ring fell off." So Birbal said, "Well, shouldn't you be looking for the ring in the jungle?" He goes, "Are you crazy? There is no light in the jungle. But there is light here, so I'm looking for it here because there is light. So people said, okay, I think I've got 3 idiots. Said, can you meet me such and such place? So next day, he takes the 3 up to the emperor. Says, Emperor, I found your idiots. Tells the story about the first one, second one, third one. And the emperor agrees they're all idiots. He said, but Birbal, I asked you for 5. He said, Sire, 4th idiot is me. Looking for idiots. And the emperor said, and the 5th? He said, Sire, that's you asking for idiots. So, why did I tell you this story? First idiot. He has fallen down. He cannot give up. Why cannot he get up? Because he cannot afford to move his hands. Does that remind you of somebody? We are so caught up in our concept that we have fallen down and we cannot get up, but will we get rid of our concept? No. Of our idea? No. Will we get rid of our ignorance? No. The second one. I don't want to put the load on the donkey, so I'm carrying it on my head. Does that remind you of somebody? The father is grumpy, the father is mad, the father is upset, the father is angry. Oh, I'm carrying the shoulder weight on my shoulders. I don't want to have this weight on my family. It is on your family. It is on your family. It is on your friends. And you are thinking you are the only one carrying that weight. The third idiot is very obvious. It's somewhere else, and we're looking for it somewhere else. Peace is within you, and you're looking for it everywhere else. Fourth idiot is me. How? I shouldn't be going around telling people who they are. You think so? You think so? I mean, that should be the most obvious thing. That the divine is inside of you. That the peace is inside of you. That the truth is inside of you. That the joy is inside of you. I shouldn't be going and telling people this stuff. Everybody should know this. And the fifth idiot, I won't say. I won't say. You see, I don't have a problem calling myself an idiot because these are the things that everybody should know. If you understood that the divine is within you, would there be wars? No. That you are the same? That you are here for a limited time? That the truth that you are looking for resides within inside of you? That you are blessed? What are we told? Do this and this and this, and then you will be blessed. Not too long ago, I was in a place, and, somebody wanted to say the blessings. And there was a lot of people waiting to have food. I said, we can begin. It's okay. I said, the one you're going to pray to already knows what's in your heart. Already knows what you're going to say. And if the divine doesn't, not very divine. The only one who knows what it is all about. People dress up in clothes, especially in India, Saffron clothes, they'll shave their hair and put vermilion here and this and that. And there are people who will go, oh, wow, it's a holy man. No. This is belief, not knowing. Most of the time, those people are criminals. Because the one that has understood the divine, do they need to wear a uniform? Is that what finding the divine is all about? No. There is another uniform that the ones who have found wear, and it is in the smile on their face, the contentment in their eyes, and the kindness in their heart. Do you know how to recognize that kindness that dwells in your heart? Everything in this world, every day, changing, and you don't want to change. You don't want things to change. You only want things to change when they are bad. But things are always changing. Changing. Will things be good sometimes and bad the others? Of course. Will things be bad and then good? Yes, of course. Like the rain, like the season. The autumn is here. The winter is knocking on the door. It's coming. Snow will be there, ice will be there, and it'll be cold and cold and cold and cold. And then the spring will knock and things will begin to change. These are the seasons, my friends. The seasons of your life, the seasons of your existence. The good, bad, right, wrong isn't the issue. The issue is that these seasons will come. Find your sustenance through it. And you don't need to be afraid of the winter or the summer or the autumn or the spring. Find your sustenance. The other day, I was talking to somebody, and I was giving them the analogy of a flower. What does the flower do? What does the flower do? The flower has in it this sweet, 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 sweet gift of nectar. Nectar. The colors to attract. Not for you, but for one very special guest. You know the name of that guest? The bee. The bee. And why? Because the bee can do something that the flower cannot do. So, you are the flower. Existence is the bee. Come, dear existence. I am ready for you. Come. To invite that existence to come, so I may place upon you that pollen of peace, pollen of joy, of understanding, of clarity. So these attributes may live forever. Do you know how to invite that beautiful bee of existence? Do you have in you the sweetness of that nectar to offer that to that bee of existence? Do you? Or do you sit there? Oh, the world has made me tough. I am cautious. I am this. I am that. But be that flower whom the bee will visit. Partake of the sweetest of those nectars. To be dabbed with the gift of clarity, of understanding, of simplicity. So this chain may continue. This is what you are all about. You are the vessel. Which houses, temporarily, mind you, temporarily, but houses the divine. The divine. A lot of people go, what do you mean divine? Have you never felt divinity? Have you never felt from here? Not from here. Wrong instrument. Instrument, yes, but for particular things. Very good at driving car. Very good at flying airplanes. Very good at planning wars. Very bad at stopping wars. This too is an instrument. Your heart too is an instrument. Very bad at driving cars. Don't let it. It will not stay on the road. Oh, let's go there. It's beautiful. No. Terrible at flying airplanes. But beautiful for experiencing clarity. Beautiful for experiencing the divine. I'm not here. A lot of people come to one of these events and they go, but he didn't tell me anything. But what should I tell you? Here's the point. What I say to you, you already know. You do. You always have. You knew before you walked in here that peace is inside of you. You knew that. Mind wants to believe, the heart wants to know. The heart wants to know that peace. You knew the peace was in you. You knew the divine was in you. But what do? We ignore. Tomorrow. Mañana, everything is mañana, 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 till there is no more mañana. The doctor says you have 2 months to live. And all of a sudden, people are going and visiting their friends, calling up their loved ones and saying, I love you. How powerful the doctor is. My goodness, you should be telling your loved ones you love them every single day, not when the doctor tells you you have only 2 months to live. They want to reconcile. But have they reconciled inside? You know, people say, people don't respect each other. You know why people don't respect each other? Because they don't respect themselves. What do people think respect is? They think respect is to open up when your girlfriend is trying to get in the car, open the door. That's respect. That's good manners. That's not respect. That's just good manners. What is respect? When you understand who you are, only then can you even begin to give that respect. When you understand who you are, your life will change, because it will become from why is this way, why is this way, why I'm not like this, why I'm not like that, to thank you. Thank you. Thank you for today. Thank you for this life. Thank you. And then I'm sure there's somebody sitting there going, and who are we thanking? Don't worry. Don't worry about that. Worry about thanking. Because if you can thank the one you are thanking, knows whether that thankfulness is coming from the heart or not. Do you have to move your lips? No. Do you have to climb mountains? No. Do you have to give sacrifices? No. 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 Feel the thankfulness for today. Most people, at the end of the day, most people know what went wrong today. I was delayed at the airport. I missed my flight. I arrived late. I didn't have dinner. I, lost my shoe. I lost my passport. I lost my wallet. I lost my wife. I lost my dog. I lost my husband. But nobody remembers how many times the breath came into you. Do you know the power of breath? How did your life begin? Do you know? Do you know? Do you know? When you came out, nobody was looking for what gender you are. These stupid people all around the world. Oh, are you a boy? Are you a girl? Are you a this? Are you a da 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 da? And nobody cared. You know what they cared about? Were you breathing or not? If you're not breathing, that's when the doctor will hold you upside down and go whack, 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 whack. You breathing or not? So that breath you begin, and it coming in you begin. And how does it end? How does it end? Last test. Last test. You know they have those machines in the hospital? They give you your heart rate and give you everything. And when you die, they go, bang. And if the machine was going, bang, and you're still breathing, who are they going to hit? The machine or you? They're going to hit the machine. You're broken. He's alive. You're saying he's dead. He's alive. Why is he alive? Because he's breathing. They're not going to hit you. Hey, you're dead. Do you know that wherever you go, death is not far behind? Death. It's in the processes of taking over. There it is. Told you it wasn't far behind. It's in the processes of consuming you. Mountains, yes. Insects, yes. Trees, yes. Human beings, yes. And yet, there is one thing that holds even death at a distance. You know what it is? You know what it is? Do you know what it is? So far, this breath is coming in and out of you, even that death cannot touch you. So, you have your long list of things you hated, and in that long list, how come you never remembered how many times you took a breath? Excuse me, how could it be such an important thing happens and you have no cognizance of it? Because you do not know yourself. The day you begin to understand yourself, then things that are important, really, really important, matter. And things that are not important do not matter. When you do not know yourself, it's the other way. things that are not important, you remember. If your girlfriend or your wife told you 50 times, I love you, 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 50 times, 50 times in one evening. No, don't hold your breath for it, it's not going to happen. But 50 times your girlfriend, your wife tells you, I love 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 you, and then once says, I hate you. Which one will you remember? If your boyfriend says 60 times, again, it's not going to happen. I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you, 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 I hate you. Why is it like that? The bad has significance, the good doesn't. Whilst you are alive, understand the good. When you understand that good, when you understand that divinity, when you understand that joy, when you have that clarity in your life, you know what's going to happen? You will be filled with peace. That's how to get to peace. That's how you get to peace. That's how you get to peace. Not one day, but every day of your life can be filled with peace. Does the world need peace? No. Do you need peace? Yes. Is the world creating the problem? No. Are you creating the problem? Are we are creating the problem? Yes. Human beings need peace. Do dogs need peace? No. The only person that bothers dogs is us. Only thing that bothers fish is us. Only thing that bothers birds is us. So, simple. Is it too simple? Is it? Everything I said tonight, is it too simple? Should I have made it more complicated? Should I have given you more quotes that would have confused you, as they have confused many, many before you? Why do I say that? Because they're still trying to figure out what they mean. That's what they're doing. Have you ever read or heard those lectures that they give about what God said? They're still trying to figure out. And some of them have been going at it almost 2,000 years. Some more. So I'm sorry if you thought it was too simple. Not that I care, but I'm sorry I was too simple. But that's the nature of the divine. That's the nature of the sun. It gives light. I know there are people, it's like, oh, it's too early. You sing, the sun goes, oh, sorry. The river runs the way it has to. The wind blows the way it has to. Simplicity. If you cannot accept simplicity, then truly you have not understood what peace is. You have not understood what clarity is. It is simple. It is the simplest of the messages. Do you know the shortest, most complete sentence in English language? I am. Cannot get shorter than that. You are. You are. Why make it more complicated than that? You are. Delight, enjoy, understand, experience. One more time. Don't just be this. You are more than this. Remember that. You are more than this. Well, thank you very much. This is what I had to say. And thank you. Let the sun shine bright in your life so you can see its beauty. Thank you, and good night. Thank you.